So please welcome Rajdeep. Rajdeep Chauhan, leadership, Rajdeep Chauhan.
Digital Incorporate was a behemoth in mini computers during the year 1980s, and its success was attributed to its astute leadership. A company which had a great leadership team and a great product base. However, in the coming 10 years, it was the same leadership that was criticized for the demise of the company. A company who went from here to there. Fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, leadership was what defined Digital Incorporates during its golden years, and it was the same leadership that defined Digital Incorporates during its fall years. Leadership, a big word that made a difference to a success of a company and to the ultimate demise of the company. Now, what do you think was the main reason why Digital Incorporate, a big giant in mini computers, would collapse so soon in the coming 10 years? Any thoughts? Change in technology, that's one. Okay. Anything else?
Change of market demand.
Change of market demand. Anything else?
New advancement in the sector, and they were not understanding whatever the changes is happening. Adaptation of new technologies. Lack of adaptation of new technology.
Absolutely. I think I echo with all these comments that you gave, and that and all, my friends, was the basic reason why Digital Incorporates succumbed. Digital Incorporates, who was a giant in mini computers, was not able to see the new future, which was in Unix and personal computing space. And that is what led to the ultimate demise of the company. So it was the leadership who was not able to capture on the changing technology and the advancements. Leadership, such a big word, and how do you quantify? A great leadership would be somebody who would be able to foresee the future and also foresee the past. So I have defined leadership capabilities into 3 segments. Segment number 1 would be the strategy. How do you strategize? So it's not only about how you're strategizing what is happening in today, you're also strategizing what learnings I'm bringing from the past and whether I'm able to actually incorporate them in today's plan so that those failures are not happening again. And more importantly, the Digital Incorporate scenario. So I need to look into the future. I need to look into the future and see my competition. Like for example, in telecom space, I also need to look into whether is Jio bringing up a fiber. So for a company like Airtel, Idea or Vodafone, would it impact my market going down the line? That is what the leadership has to think through of. And also for something like a Digital Incorporate, so I'm a behemoth in mini computers. I can make a personal computer like this, but will it be the market that will disrupt my mini computers and actually overeat? So should I plan a parallel vertical which can be in personal computing, do that personal computing thing as well, keep on doing the mini computer part as well, and in a day happens when the mini computers are not doing great, I will continue growing in this particular vertical. That is what the leadership has to think through of. So believing in the future, what the future is, looking back at the past mistakes and then taking a step into the future and thinking about the future as well. The second category of what a good leadership is about execution. Now you have had a great strategy in place, you have made a great strategy, people have made great strategies, but then how do you execute it is equally important. And there is sometimes a major gap. So leader who is strategizing would actually not execute. And execution would actually fall into only one category, which is responsibility. So the leader who has actually strategized it, it's very important for that leader to take responsibility for the execution as well. Now the moment is not taking responsibility for the execution, he has to take responsibility for the failure and the success of the execution. If he doesn't do that, there will be a great parity between what was strategized on Excel's, PPTs and PDFs and what is actually being executed. Take for example a Toastmasters. Toastmaster Samir strategized on a paper 3 days before, this will be my word master, this will be my grammarian, this is my active listener. And then when the day happened, he saw that everybody backed out. So he shuffled order, changed few things here and there. And then even when during the shuffling he was not able to find people, he brought in he left those strategy shoes, put in the shoes of the executioner, and he executed himself. So he ended up taking timer, grammarian, and then an evaluator role as well. So that is what the leaders who strategize sometimes also have to execute to perfection. And the third and the final bucket of this strategy, execution, and bringing it to closure is for respect and humility. Now, a leader who can strategize very well, who can help things get executed very well, has to have a team who would respect the leaders, and at the same time the leader has to respect the team as well. Now, imagine for example my scenario. I entered into Toastmasters. I had a great set of leaders, very positive people in place, and those who motivated me. Now, how would you think they would have taken my confidence? Was it something like, hey Chotu, so we have done it, we know it, how it is to be done. So you follow in our footsteps, do this, you will become great, you will become a DTM. But Chotu, remember, you will have to do it only this way. Do you think that would have been the case? No. Now take for example another part. Would it be the case that, oh yeah, Rajdeep, you are doing great, you are doing wonderful. No comments for you, no recommendations, just keep on doing it this way and you will reach miles. But you do it in silos, don't cooperate. Would I actually reach my potential with that part as well? Maybe no. What they actually did was, Rajdeep, you are doing great, but there are few recommendations, 1, 2, 3, and do on this, improve on this, and you will have a great journey to go ahead. And more importantly for now, come, let's have a coffee. And that was the very third part of the coffee, taking me the coffee, which infused in me the confidence that they respect me, they value me, so I respected them. And that is how the leadership kind of brought in from an execution, from a strategy, from an execution to finally a closure on how I wanted to take my life ahead. So it's all on us to decide what leadership parameter we want to excel in. It can be in the professional space, at the same time it can be in the personal space as well. But it is very important that we take into cognizance all the aspects of true leadership. And as it is said, if you next time you walk into a CEO meeting or a Toastmasters meeting or maybe a personal event, it's very important whether you have your leadership hat on. Toastmaster of the day.